Thank you for watching this video. In this video, I'm going to explain how my script works, and I have actually prepared a very user-friendly and easy to understand the tutorial for this as well in the PDF format that I'll be sharing with my clients. Those are interested in buying this script. So this script actually has every step, properly elaborated. So I have made few changes. And there is another video of my previous this script that was the older version of the script. It's also on my channel up there, so you can watch that as well. So there are actually two steps of the script. One is to configure the Squid Proxy server and install all the required libraries or files or services, and also create the customized Squid configuration file and the services and all that is required to run a proxy server. So here you can see there are basically this configure 4096 and then Squid 4096. Usually a Squid proxy server by default supports only 128 ports or IPs, but this script that I have, it will basically configure the square in such a way that it will support maximum 4096 ports. So, and the first step that you have to do is to run the script and then give it the execution permissions like this, right? And then like this, right, and hit enter. So you will be able to run these two scripts. Those will be shared with you, including the other script that is not required to be run individually. So the first step is to start the configuration, right, but this, so it will start configuring. Since I don't need to configure, so I'm skipping this step. I have already done this. This will be completed. It will take it sometimes takes up to 30 to 45 minutes depending on depending on your server configuration, your RAM and your processors. But the more the processor, the more the RAM, the faster will be configured. So what we have to, once the configuration is done, you will be running the script squid 4096, and there it is. You have now these options up here, right? So first thing what we are going to do is we will add IPs to the server. So IPs to the server, how many IPs do you want to add? Say I would say I want to add 100 proxies. And what is the initial IP address? Obviously you will have your own subnets for this. You will have your own public IPs and the extra subnets that you have purchased from different vendors. You will be using them over here. So I'll be using this internal network as a subnet in 192.168.10.51 is the initial IP address of my subnet. So here it is. So it will add 100 IPs or proxies to the server, and then the next step will be to add the IPs to the interface so that your IPs will be accessible to the users as well. So we will go to step 2, and how many IPs we want to add 100 IPs to the interface, and same way 192.168.10.51. That's it. So once the IPs are added, so now it's time to create a user. So we will name it test user 1, and then we will assign it a the port 3128. And now password and retype password. That's it. The user has been created and added to the server. And now the next thing we will basically be doing is, oops, the password was not verification error. Password was not verified. So what we are going to do, we're going to create the password user again. So test user 1 3128. So let's see. Okay, now we will assign. Now we will go to assign IPs to this particular user that we just created. So our user is test user 1, and we're going to assign him, say, 50 IPs or 10 IPs, and starting from 192.168.10.51. So IPs have been assigned to this particular user. So if you want to check, you can use this display users proxies, which is option 12, right? Option 12, and test user 1. You see, it will basically tell you these are the proxies assigned to this test user 1. So now let's do the one of the important things that I have added. My old script is this. Uh, time bound, right? So before we go proceed, so we will see if we can access the proxies. So let's go over here, and we go over here, and we test it 10 dot say 51, and we have signed port 3128, and Google. Now it's asking for the username, so it is test user 1 and then password. Okay, so that's it. We are here. We should be able to browse the internet or access the proxy server. Yes, we are able to do that, and to make sure youtube.com. Yes, we are able to access the youtube.com as well. Now let's see. Uh, we uh, will now go to this option that we have is 16. We will now, for example, if you want to block this user, this test user for say another hour or 1 hour or 2 hours, and the maximum, this my script supports the maximum is 24 hours. So let's do that. So if you want to block this user for a particular time, so you will it's user, I'm sorry, it's test user 1, and now here you have to give the time format, and I have given here the example. This is how you can give the time format. It is, if you want to give block the user for 24 hours, so how it's gonna be, it's like at the current time, it is 19:11, right? It's the current time, 7:11 p.m. And if you want to do it for another 24 hours, so obviously it will be like 7:10, right? This is for 24 hours. But here I will just do it for say another few minutes just to make sure it works. All right, so I'm gonna do it for say 15, right? So when I hit enter, so let the Squid service restart, and once it's restarted, we can then test, and we go here, see, now it's blocked. uh, uh, you know uh, but let me tell you, we have another users, right? We have other users as well. Let's create another user. We will create another user, test user 2, right? And we will assign 3129 port to this test user, and password is this, and okay, now we will assign this user the IP range, and it is test user 2, and IPs we will assign IPs 10 assign, and from 10 to 61. right? So we proceed with this. Now let's see. Now let's see if we are able to access this user 2, right? Uh, so here we are still blocked, right? This user 1 is still blocked. Why? Because we blocked it for another 5 minutes. So now let's see if we are able to access this with 3129 password. So our test user 2 and then password, and then there you go. You should be able to access, right? So let's check with the user 1. Since I have already saved it, so I'm gonna just test it like here. So no, we are still blocked. So let's just check for how long is it going to take. It's yeah, just let's wait for another 1 minute and we'll see that it will be unblocked automatically. So for example, the procedure for, the reason for adding this is, to, to add to block a user for a certain time because he might not be paying you the amount. So once he paid, and if you want to unblock, you can do that using this option 17, right? But we will just first check if it automatically unblocks after 14 20 after 5 minutes. So that's what we said actually over here. Let's see. Okay, yes, so we did it for this time. So yes, 1 minute is still remaining. So after 7:15 we should be able to access. It's almost there. No, not yet. Not yet. Okay. Okay. Can be the reason. It should actually have. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Yes. It's okay. Uh, let's see. Time. Okay. It's 7:15. So it was actually supposed to work. Yes, we got it back, right? You see, it automatically started working. So now, and so this is how you do it, right? So it's very simple. If you already have blocked the user, you just, and you want to unblock it without the end time. It's a start time and end time. So you can just type the username and uh, test user 1, right? So it will actually, what it will do, it will just unblock the user and the user will be able to access the internet, or access the proxies, or able to use those proxies. So, and there's another option that you want to know is that this block websites, right? So if you want to block the websites for all the users, so all you have to do is to go to option 18 and type, say, www.facebook.com, right? So when you let the service be restarted, once the server is restarted, you should not be able to access the facebook.com, right? See, you are not able to access the facebook.com, but you are able to access all other internet, right? You can access the internet and check if it is working. See, so internet is working without any trouble, but you are not able to, so if you want to unblock the blocked websites, just go to option 19. Say we say facebook.com, and we wait for the service to restart. And once the service is restarted, we should be able to access the internet, or the blocked website facebook.com. So there you go. So you are able to, now log in. This is how it works. So thank you very much. If you have any comments, you can post it in the comments, and you can contact me at, you can contact me at saffronredbeard at gmail.com. You can contact me on this. If you want my if you are looking for the script, you can just go to fiverr.com, and you can just go to fiverr.com and you search for Squid. You search for Squid Proxy, and sorry, not proxy. This word is blocked. Squid server, and then enter. You should be getting, these services up here, and this will be, on the top of it. At the top, you can see this is me, right? Saffron Redbeard. You can contact me through the Fiverr as well and place the order if you want this script. This is my profile, and this is the gig that I am selling on Fiverr. Thank you very much. Hope to see you. Bye. Take care.